Well, here's a story you can't make up. Democrats using FEMA dollars to drive the illegal immigration invasion of Chicago. Yes, it's true. Terry Newsome has been following this, joining us now from behind the enemy lines in Chicago through all of these FOIA requests, discovering what sounds like a made-up story, Terry. Like, it can't be possible. FEMA dollars that are used to, protect us in the case of hurricane damage and from Hurricane Helene through Asheville, North Carolina, across the country, is being repurposed and utilized to support illegal immigrants in Chicago. What did you find?
Yeah, so we found a number of Illinois congressional candidates and city candidates that are reaching out to prepare Mayor Brandon Johnson for a conversation with Mayorkas. And they put together a letter, and they all signed this letter about so tens of millions, over billions of dollars came into Chicagoland from different funds and sources. We're trying to figure out, right? They're coming from so many different channels. But in this one case, we had Congressman Sean Casten, Deli Ramirez, let's see, I can't even read, Raja Krishnamoorthy, all asking, hey, can you quickly get us this $20.5 million of special funding from FEMA or Homeland Security to give to these illegal immigrants? Well, that Chicago's suffering. Big time. People are suffering. That's why so many people are voting for Trump in the minority areas of the city. Well, you wish these guys would ask for this types of money to fund these people that are living in the streets and all these other areas that are suffering throughout the whole Chicagoland area.
So these are Democrats requesting these funds. And what exactly are they asking the money to go for? They're taking it from FEMA.
Yeah.
For what? For food, for housing, for illegals?
Yeah, for food, for housing, for shelters. One of them is called Open Kitchens. This is separate from the letter. And I don't even have the whole year. I only got partial releases, right? $12.5 million to Open Kitchens. Another $12 million from the Office of Management and Budget that came out quarterly. It was a quarterly one. Chicago said they were spending $20 million per day at one point in time. Equitable Social, I don't even know what that company is, from 523 to 331 of 24, $28 million. I don't even know who that company is. There's another one, 9.3, $12.5 million from FEMA Treasury into the city of Chicago. This is only a snapshot. I didn't get everything I asked for because they said there was almost 3 million records. I had to shorten it. So these are just.
So wait a minute. Let me just be clear. When you reached out to FEMA through these FOIA requests, and this isn't a conspiracy theory, you got this directly from FEMA, from Freedom of Information Act requests. They told you that there was over 3 million records, and it was going to take time to pull this information together.
Actually, this is from the city of Chicago's FOIA officers requesting keyword search FEMA and immigrants, right? And so they got back and they said that it was burdensome on them, which I understand, right? 3 million records. It would take them 165,000 hours to give me the information. So they gave me just little snapshots. This is only a very small snapshot of what's going on. And, they keep telling us how much money they spent. But you remember, you got money from Chicago, you got money from the state of Illinois, you got money from the county, you got money from the federal government, you got money from the NGOs. I don't think that we're going to have a full understanding of actually how much money is being spent on, because we don't have all the channels that are coming through of these funding, right? It's probably way more than what we're told.
Well, that you hit on the biggest issue here is that using these non-governmental organizations, Mayorkas and Biden's Department of Homeland Security can hide. They can hide the pickle. They can run these things through all of these different groups. So the Department of Homeland Security can send a few million dollars over here, a few million dollars over here. So it doesn't look like as nefarious as it's all coming through FEMA. So all these non-governmental organizations are receiving all of this grant money and all of this money from the Department of Homeland Security to do housing, to provide food, provide housing assistance and funding, right, for these illegal immigrants. Am I right about that, or am I wrong?
Oh, yeah. Here's more insulting. So the security guard company called Garda World, big international, they're like, what do you call it? Black, what was that big security company? Blackwater? Blackwater. They're an international Blackwater. They're all over the world, but they're out of Canada. They're providing the security services at all these shelters. They're a Canadian company. Oh, guess what? Guess who they provide security for in Davos? I'll give you 3 guesses. Garda World. One of their subsidiaries does Davos, and then they make the CEO follows the UN guidelines and stuff. So what they did is some of these locations in Chicago, when they converted these hotels and stuff into centers, they got rid of the Chicago security guard companies. In one case, the guy said, well, they made us an offer we couldn't refuse when their contract came up, and they transitioned to providing services for the immigrants. They got rid of the local Chicago company, and they hired Garda World all over the city of Chicago. So why wouldn't you hire minority companies and let them have first of all, they shouldn't be here. But if you're going to do that, why don't you spend the money with an American company, not a Canadian company? So Garda, they have a North American affiliate, but it's a Canadian company, right? And then they also gave them a $29 million contract to build those shelters. They gave a $29 million contract. And by the way, in Denver, Colorado, gave them a $30 million contract before Chicago. But what Colorado did is they found out that Garda World never did it before. They rejected. It's all, you guys go search it. They withdrew their contract from Garda World, but for some reason, Mayor Brandon Johnson decided to give his $29 million contract to Garda World. Again, it's all out there. You could read it. We need to expose it, right? So if we're going to waste our money and really waste our money, we should at least give Americans, and Brandon Johnson says how black he is. He's a minority. Well, how come you don't have them all lined up to get these contracts, right?
Right. What are the people of Chicago saying when you're out there? The people that are being affected by this, they're looking over their shoulders, seeing that these illegal immigrants are being given housing and food, vouchers, cell phones, travel, whatever they want, cars, and Chicagoans are just being pushed to the side. What are they saying? You're on the streets all the time talking to these people. What are they saying to you?
I've got a great video from last week I'm going to share with you. I went to Little Village, heart of the Hispanic neighborhood, at a church the same day they had meetings of 20-some pastors from all over. It was just coincidental luck. I took the Epoch Times reporter. My friend Dr. Shando hosted it. He translated for us. All these pastors from all over Chicago, Clayton, are upset. They're typically Democrats, right? I mean, I got the videos. They're up. One guy, I don't know where he was from in South America. Most of them didn't speak English, and they translate. And he said, when we were down in South America, we'd look to America as the beacon for so many things, including the political process. Now I'm here. He goes, and we had to wait to become, U.S. citizens, and now they're sending these people that are not vetted. Why are they doing it? What is their purpose? And all the crime, and they're all upset. And he's saying, do they expect that they're going to vote? Is that what they're trying to do? Vote for them? That's not right. And it was good to hear that, right? From the heart of Chicago, in the inner city of the all Hispanic, massive Hispanic neighborhood with these leading pastors and community leaders. Every single person that spoke was against it. I'll share that with you when I'm ready, but it was refreshing to hear that. And let's see how they're going to vote. I hope they're going to stand behind their words. I mean, they were taking me on the side trying to, translate and stuff and express their frustrations after the meeting. I had 4 or 5 of them come up. And so they are upset.
Remarkable. Well, we've got less than 24 hours now to see what happens in the state of Illinois and across the country with all of these stories. Covering Denver, Colorado, the break-ins now targeting with these South American gangs that are targeting these affluent homes. This is America right now. Terry Newsome is behind the enemy lines up there in Chicago, bringing us this great work, man. Great work getting all these FOIA requests and uncovering this corruption. This is unbelievable. Thanks, Terry.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Hey, do you like free stuff? Because you're in luck. BioOptimizer's Black Friday deal is starting now. And they're and they're giving away free gifts with purchase. So this is an exclusive advanced invite to BioOptimizer's Black Friday deal for an entire month, all of November. And it's their best sale of the year. So if you're feeling stressed or haven't been sleeping well lately, well, in election week, pretty much none of us have, then you can reclaim your awesome sleep by taking Magnesium Breakthrough. They have 7 critical forms of magnesium. Pretty much every function in your body gets upgraded with magnesium. So right now, for the entire month of November, BioOptimizers, the makers of Magnesium Breakthrough, is giving everyone their Black Friday blowout sale on all products. So you can get discounts with our unique code, plus up to $100 in free gifts with purchase. So the code is Redacted. You can head on over to buyoptimizers.com/redacted, and literally even Google will tell you the truth about magnesium. Magnesium is fantastic for you, upgrades your sleep, helps you to go to sleep easier if you have trouble with that. You don't wake up with that hangover feeling if you like to take, say, a Tylenol PM or a NyQuil from time to time. Well, this is totally different. So check them out. Learn about magnesium and the 7 optimal forms of magnesium that are in Bioptimizers and Magnesium Breakthrough. Head on over to bioptimizers.com/redacted.